Like I grew up watching so many bad American movie. Like I actually hated like I think I hated a lot of things about the States growing up. It's just because like the things in movie were just so fucked up, dude.
Like how fucked up?
Like in the sense like people are just so inconsiderate. Like like I remember like watching like this random ass superhero movie.
Yeah.
Right? And like I get it. Like they're cool, they're doing their shit and they're running around killing bad people and whatever. Yeah. But then they're like just fucking destroying everything on the way.
That's a cliche where it's like you fucking you stop the bad guys and shit, but you also flew straight through like some 3 fucking skyscrapers. You know how much this is gonna cost us?
Like for real, like, and also like innocent people just like, you know, like maybe it looks like they're not dying, they're not killing innocent people, but like it's their livelihood. You just destroy.
Congrats! Now I'm homeless.
Yeah, you just destroy a fucking dude's like entire life.
Yeah, they're just like for fighting it out, destroying building after building. You don't see any people at all. Like okay, you stop the bad guy, but how are my people gonna get through the city now that you've destroyed the fucking like biggest road in it?
I hated that shit, bro.
It's like fucking literally the best example I can think of is the World Trade Center.
Yeah.
It's like, like, okay, like in the same sort of way that's like all the destruction, you know, that destruction shuts everything down. And then people are like, what the fuck? How am I going to recover from this?
That's so true, bro.
Yeah.
Huh. What's your favorite movie just right off the bat right now?
Right off the bat, I'd have to say Inception, but that's because it's the most recent one and it's also a really good movie.
Are you giving it a 10 out of 10?
I'd say it's like at least a 9.
You got to go a little bit closer to the mic.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's at least a 9, man.
Yeah?
At least a 9. Maybe a 10 out of 10, but like I didn't really analyze it too much. I liked it. When I was in the cinema watching it, I liked it. I liked the special effects that were like, not special, practical effects. The fucking rotating room scene.
Did you see like how they made it?
Yeah, they actually like had the camera like mounted in the room
like
and they turned it.
I recently saw it on Instagram. Before that, I didn't know it. They actually turned the whole...
Yeah, they turned the whole hallway.
It was crazy.
They built the whole thing and turned it, and that's why it's such a fucking good scene.
How did they train Joseph Gordon-Levitt to do it?
Yeah, like he was such a good fucking actor in that movie. I loved him so much.
I love him in all his movies, bro.
Yeah. What a dude, man. What a dude. The whole plot was just like so fucking complex.
Wait, did you understand it the first time you saw it? You understand everything.
I mean, before the first time I'd seen it, I've already heard a lot about it. Not too much. I didn't know what the plot was. I just knew it had something to do with being able to access like dreams.
Yeah.
But even so, like the first time I saw it, I understood what was going on, and I also understood the ending because I kind of had it spoiled just a little bit. I heard the movie detail because you know how like he spins the top, then goes off with his children.
Yeah.
So it's like throughout the movie. Spoilers ahead. Spoilers for Inception ahead.
For anybody who haven't seen Inception yet,
please,
you're the fucking last person in the world.
Yeah. This fucking turn off your ears. Anyway, this he has this top. This top, he spins it to see if whether the world is fake or real, whether he's dreaming. Because if he's dreaming, he knows that this thing isn't going to fall down. It's just going to keep going and going and going. That was the whole subplot with his wife, where he put the thing in her like as deep as into her subconscious as she.
The spinning thing.
Yeah, the top, and he just spun it, closed the safe, and went on his way, and that fucked her up completely. Well, yeah, this thing where with his children in the top. It's like usually when he's seen his children since he had to leave the States, since he had to run away.
Yeah.
It's like it's usually been in these dreams. Well, no, always been in these dreams, and they're always playing in the garden. Just you can't see their faces, always hunched over, and he's never gone up to them. He's always just like I know it's not real.
Is that your theory or is?
I think this is the confirmed sort of like canon theory about it. that he knows they're not real, that he's probably not going to see them for a long time, so he doesn't bother going up to them. He doesn't bother like interfering with them. He just ignores them, goes about it.
I mean, you saw the last bit, right? Like
the
closing scene.
The closing scene is like he spins this top as he does, to see if everything's real, whether he's really dreaming. Then he just says, fuck it. He just goes ahead with his children. And that's because at this point, it's like he doesn't care anymore whether it's real or fake. He just wants to be with his kids again because he's been through like hell and back already. But here's the real detail. This top, this like totem thing, that he was talking about that you use to see whether you're dreaming or not. Mm-hmm. You remember this part of the movie, right? Where he explains it. This top isn't his totem. It's his wife's totem. The wife from like the same one that how do I explain this? Like this is the one his wife used to see whether she was in the dream world or the real world. Mm-hmm. And it's the same one he placed into that safe. Mm-hmm. And this thing, that's the thing, it's his wife's. It's not his. His totem is the wedding ring. In the real world, he's not wearing it. Whenever he's in a dream or in this, like, sort of in the subconscious, he has it on.
Dude, like, I'm not joking. I got the chills when you were saying this.
Yeah. It's something you don't notice at all. You have to be looking really closely. Because in the real world, he took off his wedding ring.
So what does it mean? Now you're telling me that he didn't get out of the dream.
He did. No, he did.
But how did he get to keep his wife's token?
Because it's also a real thing. You don't bring it from the real world to the dream world with you. You don't bring it into the subconscious. It's sort of your own manifestation, Nothing in the dream. It's all ideas. And this thing, it's like a really big metaphor. It's like he took his wife's totem in her subconscious, in this limbo, and set it going. And that placed the idea deep, deep inside her head that it's not real. Because in her subconscious, it's still spinning. Mm-hmm. And then it's like and that's why in the real world, she was like, I can't take this. I need to kill myself to get out of the dream.
But isn't that kind of making it his fault that he
exactly
he fucked up?
He explains it too. He was like near the very end, the reason like he knew this whole like heist he pulled off was possible was because he managed to do it on his wife and he didn't tell anyone about it, and he managed to implant the idea in her mind that the world wasn't real, that she was still dreaming, and that's why she killed herself. Yep.
You know what I didn't did you saw this from somewhere? Did you read this from?
I've read this from somewhere. I've read a lot of these, but they're these what is it? Okay, this what I just told you about. A lot of what I've told you is just in the movie, but these hidden details, this about the totem and about the top, and whether he's dreaming or not, and like the whole like sort of overarching plot.
Yeah,
this comes from it's canon according to Christopher Nolan. Well, no, okay. The one thing Christopher Nolan said, all the scenes with Michael Caine, Michael Caine, those are in the real world. Michael Caine, any scene with Michael Caine is never in a dream. And near the very end, you can see him as he's going to meet his children, as Leonardo DiCaprio is off to go find his children. You can see Michael Caine because he was waiting at the house for him. Mm-hmm. So, and also they never show the top stopping. They never, like, if it was in the dream,
that's what I was focused on. It would spin
all the way into infinity if it was in a dream. But they cut it off. So you can't be sure.
No. I was, like, very focused on that very ending scene. Like, remember one was, like, kind of started to wiggle a little bit. And I was like, dude, I hope it stopped right. And then it stopped.
Yep.
They just cut it right there.
They want to keep you thinking. Because that was a bit of distraction.
It is a distraction.
It's the wedding ring that tells the truth.
Dude, like, you could just, like, not show that. The thing that they showed at the end, it's distracting, dude.
Yeah, it was to hide the real truth. It wasn't misleading. It makes you think. It really, like, it makes the movie really sit in your head. Like, man, what was that? That was something.
The music, though.
The soundtrack was so fucking good.
It was so good.
Yeah, it's like the way they handled all the layers of plot. Like they went like 4 levels deep at one point.
The music.
4 layers. Yeah, and all the music, it's like everything tied together so well. You just see everything going on at once. Like most of the time in these movies, you have maybe like 2 different things happening, maybe 3. This one had like what? You had the fucking like snow, like in the winter, like this fucking like mountains, like raid on the fucking stronghold. You had the hotel scene. You had the fucking van falling into the water. Then you had real life to begin with.
Yeah.
And then even after the stronghold scene, they went a level deeper to bring back the dude from fucking Limbo. You have 5 different things going on at the same time.
It was crazy, dude.
Yeah. And like all had to be perfectly timed.
I think the thing I was really impressed about was the fact that I didn't understand shit when I was in the cinema.
Yeah.
Right? The layer thing, I kind of got it. But then when it got deeper and deeper, I kind of got lost in that a little bit. But the music really helped out.
Yeah.
Like you kind of got that. It made the layer more clear, more separated in a sense.
And the way they used the music to begin with to like let the people know that their time is running out.
Yeah.
Like that sort of cue where you put on the headphones and started playing it. Because that's another good thing. But the other thing is like the way it worked was like first they went into this like rich kid fucking like billionaire kid's mind to they wanted to go as deep as possible to try and trick him into believing that the idea was his own, to place the idea in there. And then once it's that deep, it's really hard to get out. Like you said in the movie, you know, like a virus, you know, there's something even more contagious, more parasitic, more uncurable than a virus. And that's an idea. Once it's like taken root in there, you can't get it out. It's stuck. So that like the first one, they went in and kidnapped him, and they went in again to try and fool him into thinking they were on the same side. And then they went in again to have him actually help them.
Yeah, man. I remember that.
That's how deep they went.
I remember that. Dude, like, man, like, don't go watch Tenet if you like Inception. Just don't, man.
It's like the stunts feel like they were like gonna be really fucking solid. I don't know what the fuck the movie is about. I have no fucking clue what's going on.
The trailer doesn't tell you anything.
Yeah, it doesn't. It really
Have you
doesn't.
seen it?
I saw the first trailer and I was like, all right. And then the next one came out. And I'm like, I actually know less now what the fucking movie is about. I literally know less.
It doesn't tell you shit.
Yeah.
Like, for real, nothing at all. Like, it shows you pieces of things that, like the fighting scene.
Yeah.
And then tell you, like, this might be the end of the world. What might be the end of the world?
It's very vague.
Last night might be the end of the world.
It is, bro. It is.
Dude, have you ever lived there?
I lived in Lusnamai.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
Wow.
Some 3-4 years ago, maybe.
How was it?
I don't like living in Russia. That's okay. I'm just joking. It was all right.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as people really say it is. It's just more shady than usual Tallinn. It's not as bright and cheery, you know. It's just apartment blocks.
I like how you say the usual Tallinn. That's like the unusual side, huh?
It's like the more quiet side.
How long did you live there?
I think a year.
Almost a year?
Almost a year, yeah.
Shit. Wow. Did you get beaten up?
No.
No?
Yeah, you don't get beaten up in Lasnamäe. You get stabbed and left to die. It's either you're alive or you're fucking dead. You don't get halfway.
That's how it goes, man. That's how it goes. I wonder, how come you never got stabbed? You look so stabbable, dude.
How come you never got stabbed? Because I stabbed first.
How tall are you? You're like taller than me, right?
I'm 192 or 92, 93, 94 centimeters.
That's the reason you didn't get stabbed, dude.
Yeah.
If you were like under 180, you got stabbed.
You don't wake up.
You don't make it.
You don't wake up tomorrow.
You won't make it, dude. Like, did you know about this? Like, about like last summer and this whole Russian thing before you came over?
No. I only found out about the stereotypes after I lived there, and I was like, it's not that bad, but I can see because they're Russian. Like it's like Russia town, tiny little like.
It feels like it.
Everyone speaks Russian pretty much.
It feels
there.
like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I like the place actually.
It's a nice place. They're like making it look better nowadays.
Like I go there and there's actually more attention, I guess. Yeah. Like all those like grandmas up from the third floors are like peeking their heads out.
Christopher Nolan is coming over and make your apartment look good.
Yeah. Or a Chinese kid passing by. Who's that? That guy look different. They're just looking around all the time. I like that.
Yeah.
Female attention, you know?
Forget MILF. We're moving on to fucking grannies.
Yeah, man. You have been here for how many years?
5, 6.
We're on the same page.
Yeah.
I got here 2015, August.
Yeah, same for me about. I can't remember which exact year. I think it was 2015.
You're like a baby, though. Like I was a full-on adult. I came here at my own will. Did you come here at your own will?
No, I came here with the rest of the family.
You see, that's the thing. You didn't get a choice.
Yeah.
If you were to choose, would you ever come here?
Yeah. I'd live here. I'd still be living here.
No, I mean like if you were to choose like back then by yourself. If your parents like, hey, we can choose, Earl. We can live.
When I got here, I liked it so much more than America.
Are you for real?
It's so much more like chill here.
But back then you were a kid. Like you don't care about being chill.
Yeah, but I still liked it a lot more. I liked it like because, okay, looking back on it, I didn't like think too deeply about most of the things, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't too much, not much to think about. Just the usual, like, you know, school, crap, friends, social life, all sorts of stuff. Nothing too big.
Yeah.
But really thinking about it now, it's a lot more peaceful, feels a lot calmer here than in the States. Everyone's, no, they're more like introverted, I guess, around here. But they're also more like relaxed a lot of the time, especially near where I work.
You're from Florida, dude.
Yeah.
People are chill there. Imagine people from
it's
the
like
north.
the retirement home of the United States, Florida.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's already chill.
Yeah.
Imagine if you were living in fucking north.
Yeah. Like, but I kind of miss, like, the big city vibes. That's why I like Dublin. Because it's, like, it's a big city, but it's also a small city.
Yeah, I guess.
I see people I know all the time. There's, like, all sorts of stuff, all sorts of bars, places to go. But it's not too big. You can escape it in, like, 10 minutes of driving. You can just be in the countryside.
Do you get to see people you know often these days in town?
I mean, people I know from around. I know a lot of people from around Dublin.
Yeah.
So I see a lot of people I know all over the time. Just not all the time, but just in passing. Like when I'm on public transport, I might see someone like out of the window.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe might be on the same tram. Might just be doing the same thing in the same place.
Yeah.
Because like I said, it's a big city, but at the same time, it's also a small city.
You like that?
Yeah. It's like a big city for people who don't want all the noise, all the fucking like problems, all this shitty traffic, all everything, you know? Because it's that small. It's small enough. It's not too big.
I guess so, man. Like, it's just the smallest city I have ever lived in.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't feel that way, actually. You got everything you need, to be honest.
Yeah. You got everything you need and not too much more.
And you kind of forget, like, this is a capital, dude.
Yeah.
This is a capital, man. Like, this is not just the city. Like, it got all the important places.
Yeah.
The national shit. National level stuff, they're all here.
Everything, all the government is just here.
Like all
and
the
it's on the
embassies.
fucking hill too. But it's like it's on a hill, but it's surrounded by a fucking castle. You got this whole. You're like you'd step in, and it's like you're living in the 14th fucking century. It's like a literal fairy tale, man.
Dude, that's crazy.
Everything here is just so like unique.
I know what you mean, man. I know what you mean.
It's an experience. That's what it is.
I know what you mean, man. Huh. Man, you came here so young, dude.
Yeah. And then I went to live in like the countryside.
You really did come really young, dude. Wow.
It's like with this place, it's like a small world. You got everything you need here, you know? You got this city with all this stuff. You drive for like 10 minutes, boom, you're in the countryside. Or you're at the beach. Or you're at some, castle ruins or something.
So you were still going to middle school or high school when you got
Middle
here?
school when I was in America.
Okay. And then you got here. Which grade did you go?
I didn't immediately go to school. I was doing things online. So
Okay.
there wasn't really a grade. It was more just a bunch of individual classes put together.
Can you do that? Like just online?
Yeah, they have a good system in the States, virtual school. For
Nice.
people, it's free for me too.
Huh.
For people, because I lived in Florida, and that's the place it's like headquartered.
All right. So you were basically homeschooled.
More or less, like homeschooled, but online.
It wasn't that lonely though. Like you don't get to meet other kids.
I mean, at that point when you're like 12, 13,
Where in countryside? In Gala?
Rapla.
Oh, dude, for real?
Yeah. My grandma
Nice.
still lives there, a bit outside of Rapla.
Nice.
Like literal 3-4 kilometers outside of Rapla, literal countryside.
Uh-huh.
And that Rapla is like the capital of this little like state or this like municipality.
Yeah, I like the place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Jesus Christ.
But you know, like at like that age, when you're like 12, 13, you don't really care about going outside your room.
Yeah,
So a lot of my friends were online at the time. I was talking to people back in like, America.
Yeah.
Made some new ones online. Just kept talking with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, makes sense. Nowadays everything's online now, I guess.
Yeah.
Wow. And then when did you start to go to like the public school here, if you did?
2-3 years ago around.
It was high school already?
Yeah, here the schooling system is different though.
Yeah.
You have like this like põhikool. This is elementary, like basic first few years when you're like 6 to like 10 years old.
Okay.
Maybe 6 to 9 or somewhere around that. And then you have this, I don't know the name in Estonian, I need to remember this. No, I think this is põhikool. This one where it's like when you're from 10 years old to like some 16, 17.
Põhikool, isn't that middle school? Just like
Yeah,
grade.
this is the main school. But I'm not sure. I think I confused the two. And then after this, you go to this gymnasium, which is somewhere between college and high school.
I thought that's just high school.
I'm not completely sure.
Hmm.
I'm really not.
So you did go to gymnasium
Yeah, right now going.
right now?
Right now. Yeah, like I said, the ages are different here.
Huh.
In high school, you finish by 17. You go
Yeah.
to college at 18. Here, you finish this
19, I
this
think.
sort of like basic school you have to attend. Secondary school.
Yeah.
The secondary school, you finish it at you finish
16.
this at 17, 16. No, you finish it at 16, but then you go to this next school, this gymnasium,
Yeah.
which is like somewhere between high school and college, and you stay there until you're about like 18, 19.
Dude, you're making this awfully complicated.
Yeah, but it is complicated. It is kind of complicated.
No. Here's how I understand this.
Yeah.
Põhikool is like middle school. It's from grade 9. From grade 7 to 9.
Yeah, but no, it also has 4th and 5th. And
Does it?
6th. And,
Does it?
Yeah. Everything from 4th until, what is it? Yeah, 4th to 9th. That's why.
What is before that? Grade 1
before
to
that, then you have this like sort of primary school.
what is it
First,
called?
second, and third. I forgot the name for it. I'm not really sure.
Anyway, they still get 12 years education.
Yeah, either way, though, you still pretty much get this 12 years of education, yeah. Just that here they start, I think, a year later. That's why.
So right now you're still going to like gymnasium?
Yeah. Like it's somewhere between high school and college, man, because you learn higher level stuff, but it doesn't have the college feel to it. It doesn't have the university feel to it, you know?
Do you have a name? Like
Name?
not your name, like the school's name.
The school's name, bro, I'm going to say where I'm going to go to school. I'm going to get hit up by
Yeah, I guess so.
Get hit up by everyone.
Uh-huh.
I go to a very nice
Dude.
school.
Like, are you actually going to school and working at the same time right now?
Yeah, I was doing it last year too.
How does it work? Like, you're working full time though.
Okay, technically during the summer, I'm not going to school. So I'm not working. I mean, I can work full time, but during the school year, it's more like I'm not exactly doing it full time. It's more part time. I do Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays.
Nice.
Yeah.
Huh.
The side hustle. Shmoney.
Well, you gotta go for it. Go for the bag, man.
Gotta get that shmoney, man.
Yeah, you gotta get the bag. But, well, the school saying, like, everything is in Estonian though.
Yeah, that's the difficulty about it. Because Estonian is one of the hardest languages for English people to learn.
Do you think it's still hard for you these days?
Sometimes you just don't understand what people are saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets kind of, difficult, I guess. A little bit difficult. But nothing like what it was in the beginning. Like, it's like it's one of the hardest languages to learn, man.
I believe you, bro.
Yeah. It takes fucking so much effort, so much time just to get the basic, like, grammar down.
Like, would you say you can speak now?
Yeah.
Yeah?
More or less, like, fluently.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's beautiful, bro. So, but, like, listening or understanding is still tough, but you can speak.
No, listening and understanding is a lot easier than speaking, though.
I see.
Because when you're speaking, you have to, like, like listening and reading,
Yeah.
they're more like fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
You can hear what most of someone is saying, and like even in English, you know, you can try and finish someone's sentence before they're finished speaking it. You could like auto complete it in your mind, you know.
I guess.
That's how it is with speaking and reading.
Yeah.
I mean, with listening and reading, it's like even if you didn't like hear one word or two words or didn't understand them, you can sort of try and figure out the context of it. But when you're speaking, it all has to be from scratch. It's like multiple choice versus writing an essay.
That is true. I mean, like, you didn't speak Estonian when you came here, right?
No,
Not at all.
not at all.
And then they just drop you in school and say, "Hey, here you go, you're free."
Yeah, after a few years of this online schooling, went to regular school and like, fuck it, go wild, go nuts, miss.
Like, how does it? Sounds awful, man.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
It sounds awful. How did the transition go for you?
There wasn't really a transition. It just doesn't work. like really, it just doesn't work. That's not how things are.
But what happened?
I spent like a year doing nothing.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I didn't learn anything. I just showed up to class and I didn't understand what they were saying, and then I went home. Like the only thing I could do was really I was good in math already.
Yeah.
And my math teacher spoke English and my history teacher spoke English really well. So I got to do really well in those two classes. And then physical education, of course, not too hard. Music, not too hard either, because I could already play like one instrument and I was learning the drums. I can play the guitar kind of well, and I can play the drums right now. And I also have basic music theory down. So that was kind of a piece of cake for me, music. But then what else? What was hard? Well, Estonian class was easy because, I was learning it like any other basic A-level course.
Yeah.
Just basic, Estonian 101. English also was really easy because they did the class in English, and I already knew English. I kind of, already got a head start there.
You cheated on there.
Yeah, I didn't mean to cheat, Mez. I just sort of lived in America for a few years.
Yeah, mate.
The real kickers were physics, chemistry, and biology, because those teachers would not speak in English to me at all. And those teachers, I sort of had a fucking, because I wasn't doing the work, I was kind of lazy too. Like if I put in like a lot of mental effort, like some mental effort, I would have been able to translate the work and do it and hand it in on time. But I just said, fuck that.
It sounds awful too.
Yeah, because I wanted to do it in English. If in English, I could have done it so much easier. But it's like when reading itself is a fucking problem, like how do you expect someone to do the actual assignment? I spent most of my time translating only to realize, hey, I already know what this asks me. Like, I already know what the answer is. I've known the answer the entire time. I just spent all this time fucking translating.
Dude,
the
I
question.
can't even imagine it.
Yeah.
How do you even get all the exams down?
Yeah, the first year, like I said, I didn't have to do anything at all. Second year, I sort of did the same as the first year.
Yeah.
They were like pressuring me to do more stuff.
Who?
The
teachers?
The school, yeah, the teachers in the school. And then the final year.
Dude, like, I don't speak the language.
Yeah.
Why would you pressure me?
Yeah. It's like, bro, fucking like people learning French and German and like secondary languages in schools. You really expect them to speak it fluently enough to do all of their schoolwork in that language? Like, did you take a foreign language course in school?
I did.
Yeah, for how long?
I don't know. It was like 10 years. We started learning English in third grade.
Okay, maybe not English, but a different language that you don't use daily. Because like in America, usually they take like some French, maybe German, maybe Latin, maybe Spanish.
Yeah.
Those are like the big four.
Yeah.
And it's like
people learn Latin.
It's like, who the hell you go speak it to?
Yeah, dead people.
Yeah,
that's
talk to the fucking Romans.
Yeah, that's who.
Gonna go to the graves like, hey.
Really? They actually do learn Latin?
It's a dead language, but they still learn it.
Wow.
And there's like, really, the only point is if you're going to become some historian or something.
Unbelievable, dude.
Yeah, it's
going.
weird. But yeah, it's like, so you take this course for 2 years, of course, with, like summer breaks in between.
Yeah.
And then finally, third year, imagine this. Every single subject, every single thing you do in school is in that foreign language now. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. Like you expect, and all your teachers are speaking it. and everyone is speaking it to you, and you're expected to do everything in that language.
So it was like that for you, huh?
That's kind of what it was like. Yeah.
Oh man,
it just doesn't work. Like I said,
how was the kids? Like your classmates and
they
stuff?
were cool though.
Yeah,
the class was cool. Just the way, like the sort of way I was doing things was fucked up.
Did you feel like isolated, like kind of?
Oh yeah, because that's also like the part of the time when it's like everyone's got their own friends groups already like established. They've known each other. They go way back.
Exactly. They've been there together for a long time.
Yeah, everyone knows of each other already. And then it's just you're new.
Yeah, the fucking Earle.
Yes, it's just fucking Earle, man.
Who are you?
Like, who is this dude?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what it was like. That's kind of what it was like. I didn't really mind it too much though, because I still had online friends.
Did you want to have like a group as well?
Yeah, bro. But everyone wants a group. Everyone wants like homies you can be tight with, you know.
But did you try though?
Kind of, but then I sort of gave up on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it like? Just didn't work.
It just kind of doesn't work, especially when I didn't speak Estonian. They were all speaking Estonian to each other. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because but you know, like everyone wants this sort of group of friends. Like you just call up, you're like, hey, let's go for a fucking beer run or something. And they just all show up like, let's go. And y'all are just tight, you know? That's the feeling. That's the feeling. You know, everyone wants that type of thing.
I guess so. Well, they speak Estonian, dude.
Yeah.
Gotta accept it.
Yeah. At this point, I've accepted it. If they're speaking, I mean, I can understand it anyway. If they're speaking Estonian, I just understand, talk back in English.
Like, would you say, like, do you have a group now in school?
In school? Like, more or less, I guess. Haven't seen a lot of people over the summer, especially because of coronavirus.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah, I guess. Mostly my group is at work.
Yeah.
My homies are all at work.
I can see that.
Like all the people I'm really like solid with, they're at my workplace.
I can see that, but I'm not sure about the school thing, man. It sounds tough.
I mean, yeah, it sounds tough because it is tough.
Because I know, like, this is what I heard, right? Like, they told me, like, this is how things work here, the grouping thing. Like, they started off really early, and then maybe it started kind of become this really gigantic group, like in the middle school, grade 8, grade 9, grade 10. And then you break apart into smaller group.
Yeah, that's how it is.
And then they're really tight. 2 to 3 people, 3 to 4 people, but this really tight, like a small group.
Yeah.
And it's even harder to infiltrate into that.
Yeah, because they're tight.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's just 3 or 4 really close friends. They don't need anybody else.
Exactly, man.
No new friends, you know? So, like, dude, like, I can't imagine. Like, how do you make it? I mean, like,
that's the thing.
Here's the thing.
You don't most of the time.
Dude, you are a very friendly dude. I think the reason why we get to hang out, is because you're really friendly.
That's why I like working there, because you know it doesn't matter if you're really friendly. If everyone around you is gonna speak a different language and they already got their own friends, like what the hell's that gonna do? They really don't care. Like if they're gonna be calling someone after school, it's not gonna be you.
Is that what the reality was?
That's kind of the reality, yeah.
Huh.
It's like you might talk, but like, you know, you're not hanging out too much.
Are you sour about that right now?
I mean, I wasted a lot of time. I really did waste a lot of time. Maybe I could have done a bit better.
Yeah?
Maybe I could.
What could you have done better?
That's a good question. It's like, I really don't know, because the biggest obstacle was like, the one thing, you know, is like as a teen, you're not going to have like perfect self-confidence.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get to the point in a second.
Yeah, sure.
Where I'm going with this. So it's like nowadays the way I do it, I understand Estonian. They all speak Estonian, maybe English sometimes. But if they're speaking Estonian, I'm like, okay, and then I understand what they're saying, and then I reply in English anyway. But back then, it feels sort of wrong to do that. You know, it feels like you're sort of just switching up the language on them. Like, you know, they're in their country, in their hood, their place, they're speaking their language, and all of a sudden it's like they kind of have to speak in English because they don't know, like, you don't know what they're saying. Mm-hmm. If they don't speak it, you don't know what's going on. You can't be a part of the group. Mm-hmm. But when you have this group of 3 or 4 people, they're going to be talking amongst themselves a lot, and they're just going to automatically switch right back to Estonian anyway. They're going to completely forget about it. And because you're not saying anything, you sort of just fade into the background.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, it's like I said, it doesn't work. This type of thing kind of doesn't work.
I don't like
It takes a little bit of experience, takes like a bit of hazing to get used to it.
Have you gotten used to it?
Yeah, man. I got used to it by learning to speak Estonian. That's like the way out of it, I guess.
But you say you still switch though. Like when they say something, you still go.
Because I've got the confidence where I know they understand English and they can just keep talking in Estonian anyway. I'm gonna reply in English, and if they want, they can speak in whatever language they feel
I
like.
think that's a good strategy.
Yeah.
Everybody's just talking the language they're confident with, right?
My mindset has changed on this sort of thing. Before, it felt like I was sort of like intruding on them, like being a bit of a cunt by trying to speak in English when they were just chatting in their native language in their home. It's like it felt like demanding too much.
That's true. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, but now it's more like I've realized that that's not what it feels like to them, because they know they understand it, and they know that you're like foreign. They know that you're like, this isn't your first language. So it's like, if it's the same thing, if someone doesn't speak any English at all and they speak in Estonian to me, then I'm just going to try my best in Estonian to speak to them.
Exactly.
You see? And that doesn't feel weird or uncomfortable to me at all. I'm just trying my best to help, to have the conversation.
Like, here's the thing. I don't think they mind it though.
Yeah, that's what I've realized. And once you realize that, it becomes a lot easier.
And just from my perspective, if you're a foreigner, right?
Yeah.
And my native tongue is Chinese, and you really struggle with speaking Chinese, but you still try, it's even worse.
Exactly, because then it's like,
you're making me feel uncomfortable because I feel like I'm pressuring you into speaking my language just because you come to visit me. It's kind of like, hey, you came to my household, now you gotta change everything you are.
It works both ways, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does. Like, actually, like that's the thing. Like, everybody do what they feel most comfortable with, and if that works for both parties, just keep doing that.
Yeah, but then it's like you don't know if it feels comfortable for the other person. That's the problem, because you don't know anything.
That's true.
It takes, like I said, you got to realize this, and once you realize it, it becomes a lot smoother.
That's true. Has somebody complained about that? Like, you speak English to them?
No, only if they don't speak English. Like, sorry?
Wait, does it happen sometimes?
No, not really, because most of the people I'm talking with, it's either I start in Estonian, because I'm in Estonia, most people speak Estonian, and then usually if they don't speak Estonian, they speak English, that or Russian. And if they speak Russian, I've already given up because I cannot speak in Russian. I don't speak Russian. And it's either you have to speak Estonian or English with me. Aside from that, I'm gonna try my best, but it becomes a lot more complicated.
I guess so, bro. I guess so. Huh.
Not to be rude to them or anything. I just really do not speak Russian. I'm sorry. It's gonna be difficult for us to talk.
For sure. Well, at the restaurant, there's a lot of Russian though.
Not a lot. More Estonians definitely than Russians, but they're like a big minority.
Mm-hmm. Don't you guys have like a requirement to learn Russian in school?
Yes, but you don't have to be good at it.
So you're one of those.
A lot of the people just sort of cheese their way through the exams and never really learn anything.
Yeah, I think that's like a common thing here.
And when I got here, I didn't have to learn Russian for the first year or like half the second year anyway. So I only have not that much Russian experience. Like I know basic phrases. I understand sometimes when people are asking basic like restaurant questions too. But I can't hold a conversation for shit.
I don't blame you, bro.
Yeah. I know a bit of how like the grammar works. I know a bit of how like things, this and that and all sorts of stuff, just really basic stuff. Like, like the sort of thing you'd like talk with, like when you go into work and you see a coworker and you're like, hey, how was your day? Oh, not bad. How about you? Oh, good. The usual same old. Like, all right. You have a good one, man.
I mean, like, it's just hard to imagine you're still in high school, dude. Like, guys, you've been through so much stuff. You're working.
Yeah.
Got your side hustle and everything. Like, do you feel like there's I don't know. Like, do you feel like you're going through something different from your peer?
Yeah, I do feel it.
Like, I mean, they're just high school kids,
like,
right?
I am doing a lot more. I have a lot more on my plate. And that's also the sort of thing, because when I talk about my life, it feels like I'm sort of trying to brag about how much I've been through compared to how much other people have been through.
Yeah.
And that's sort of
It
it's
come across that
condescending.
way.
It
Yeah.
feels condescending a bit. Like, look at me, look at what I've done, and look at what you've done. You know?
It can come across that way.
But it's like, then what else do I talk about? Because when I have to talk about, I have a lot to talk about. It's like, so like, could write a fucking book.
Yeah, I mean, like, do people like, well, do they care? Your classmates, do they want to hear those kind of stuff? Because I don't think it's relatable.
Yeah, it's not relatable. That's the thing. It's not relatable. I think that's another reason why I don't really get along with them too much. I don't talk to them too much because my life it's so much more different than their lives. They're just doing regular stuff.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I'm just here having to do so much more than everyone else just to make it. It's like, it's a lot more.
For example?
For like learning a whole other language.
Yeah, I guess that.
Yeah. Like to fluency. Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
For example?
How many examples do you want, man? I just gave you so fucking many. Everything I've been saying, it was a fucking example.
14 cases. Yeah, that's an example. I guess I'm getting tired.
Yeah.
But yeah, wow, man. Like, but dude, I went to a normal ass school in China, right?
Yeah.
Like, I remember we had like this one American kid.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to be friends with him because it would be so cool, like, to have a foreign friend.
Yeah, but that's like kind of shallow though.
It is.
You have like,
but we were fucking teenagers.
Yeah.
We were supposed to
I
be.
want to have the American friend, and then when he's friends with you, what do?
You don't do shit.
Yeah, it's like he's not really your friend, is he?
You have nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
Like his parents are diplomats, and you know he's coming over for a year, having the best time of his life, dating all the hot girls in your school, kissing them all while you're not getting any. Which part of that is relatable to you?
It's like his parents are diplomats. That's all you need to say. Then
Yeah.
it's like, all right, this kid is on something.
Dude, like, I don't know. Like, did you feel like people want to talk to you in school?
Yeah, because like you said, it's like, it's cool to be friends with, like, you know, the kid who's obviously not from around here. It looks interesting, you know?
Exactly.
It looks something new, but then you realize he's just like a normal person, just living like a normal life. You're like, all right, well, I'm done with this.
Do they lose interest, like, when they realize that? Like, oh, Earle is a human too.
It's not something that just happens, you know? It's not like that. It's more like over time you realize, like, yeah, you thought you put me on a pedestal, kind of.
Yeah.
You thought I was so much more than I actually am.
Uh-huh.
I'm literally just like you. The reason you're friends with your people is because you guys have been like there since day one.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, like the fucking friendships these kids form, it's like over the stupidest shit, but it lasts. And you guys you're just solid. But now it's like in this stage of life, because you're going through school,
Yeah.
and that's pretty much it.
I guess
You have nothing really to talk about. Yeah. Like there's not really too much like conversation to have. And then meanwhile I have all these experiences, and that's like a whole fucking like adults worth of like stuff to talk about. Like normal conversation you have, like literally like over beers, over fucking cocktails with like your homies, your like coworkers after work.
Yeah.
All this sort of stuff, and it's like there's no way you can mix the two. That's why I hang around here a lot more than I do back in Kayla, because Kayla it's like living in Kayla is like going to high school. It's just that. There's nothing else. There's nothing more than just
It's just
that.
a place you have to be.
Just a place really you have to be. Nothing to do. Nothing much to see. If you want any fun, you've got to, you know. It's like, and being here, that's the universe. It's like being in university. Because like finally you can start partying, you can start doing stuff, you can go get your own job, you can go do whatever the fuck you want.
But like, are you comfortable with that now? Like knowing there is just this place you have to go through. Let's say high school. Let's say like living in Gala.
It's like hindsight is 2020, man. There are a lot of things I could have done better. There are a lot of things I was worried about that
you keep saying that. You keep saying you could have done better. What
yeah,
do you
but
mean?
that's the sort of thing. There was something. It's like, it's the things you don't think about, but you realize maybe I could have been like not a dick. Maybe I could have made some small choice that would have made me like, you know, a better person. Like like it's hard to think of examples, but it's like those things where you look back and realize, why the hell did I do that? You know, like you know, best example I can think of, like stupid things for women or stupid things for attention or all sorts of stuff like that. It's like it's pointless. Everyone forgets about them so fast because it's fucking like middle school, high school. But then there are also a lot of things like you worry about that you can't do anything about to begin with. It's like it would have been a lot easier if you just like sucked it up and moved on, like learning this language, you know? Like, cause like there's nothing I can do about it. I would have had to learn it one way or another. So I could have stopped bitching about it so much.
Did you resist it at the very beginning?
I didn't like it because I didn't want to learn a new language right now, especially because I had to put all my other studies on hold. And that meant like I spent a year doing fucking nothing.
Did you feel like it was tough, like learning it?
It wasn't tough. I mean, it was more frustrating because this was the only thing I had to do, and I had to do it, absolutely had to do it to proceed like through every normal life in this country. I fucking had to do that, and I really didn't want to do it at the time.
Dude, I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm feeling so. I know this is a traumatic experience for you somehow, but I'm getting so much motivation out of this, listening to it.
Yeah.
Like when you said it, like it's just something. It frustrates me, but I just know I have to do it just to get a normal life.
Exactly. Because like, it's either there's no way I'm going around this. I can't go around this. I have to do it, and I have to move on with my life and stop bitching about it.
Dude, I feel so stupid right now.
Exactly. That came off a bit rude, but yeah, that's the thing. It's the same thing working over here at London. We're understaffed now. We have not too many people like working a lot of the time. A lot of them are new and inexperienced, and it's like there are a lot of things that come up. All the older people, they get frustrated all the time, but it's like you're gonna have to bite the bullet, get through it, and it'll get a lot faster than if you just sat down and complained about it. You know,
I feel so stupid now.
Yeah,
like you know, like I'm ashamed to say this.
Yeah,
I think I fucked up.
Exactly. That's the same for me, because I wasn't always like this. You know, I didn't always have this sort of mindset where if I just did it and moved on with my life, it would be better. I was lazy as hell. I'm still lazy as hell. Like I wouldn't get up in the bed in the morning to go to school. Literally, I would just hear the alarm, sleep through half, like 15 minutes with the alarm going off, wake up, turn it off, like, or snooze it or something, go back to bed, and then wake up like halfway through the second class, still in bed. You know, like those mornings, it's just like, I don't want to get out of fucking bed. I don't want to deal with this shit anymore. You know?
Dude, you know, like it's that sense of like, maybe I can find a leeway.
Like it's like, but maybe one day it's gonna be a bit better, you know?
Yeah, maybe it's gotta work out somehow. Yeah. Maybe I'll find a shortcut.
Yeah, you just sort of, you know, bite your tongue and just fucking dig in and power through. And maybe one day you're gonna like make it somewhere.
Dude, like,
you know?
It was a language thing. Like, I'm such a dick. I think I really fucked up. I haven't made an effort. I'm just like thinking, yeah, I'm in uni, everybody speak English, our classes are in English.
But you were the guy who didn't learn English?
Well, I learned everything in English, right? Here. Yeah. All the courses are in English, and like maybe it's gotta be fine, you know? But it's not, because you don't really fully experience a life here unless you speak the language. Yeah,
that's it.
It's not about school, man. It's way more than that.
Yeah, that was the thing, because I was only going to school at the time, so that was the life here. But then I started working here, and I realized that this was sort of the turning point where I started really learning a lot more. I realized at one point that if I didn't learn this language, I'm not going to be able to speak with my coworkers so freely. I'm not going to be able to speak with the customers or work properly. I'm not going to be able to like go out partying with them freely. It's always going to feel like there's some sort of restriction, like something in my way. And at that point, I was like, fuck it. I'm going to start speaking in Estonian with all my clients. I'm just going to start doing it. And even if I make mistakes, I'm going to make some fucking mistakes. But as long as I know that I made a mistake and I can fix it next time, it'll be better.
Dude, I'm going to do it.
That's the sort of thing you have to think about.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to take out my textbook. I'm going to start learning Estonian.
But it's not about the textbook, man. you need to go out and experience it. You need to start talking to people.
I'm scared.
Yeah, I was too.
I'm scared, bro.
Bro, we were all there. I was there too. It's like you feel like you're gonna fuck something up. You're gonna say something wrong. Everyone's gonna make fun of you. But it's like I see these types of customers that come into Lendab all the time. They look foreign. They obviously look foreign. And I start talking to them regardless. I give the normal Estonian greeting, and then you can hear it in their voice. They've got an accent. Mm-hmm. Even as me as a foreigner learning Estonian, I can still hear their foreign accent.
Yeah,
and it's like you realize these guys, they don't speak Estonian so well, but they're trying. So I'm gonna give them a chance. So I don't switch to English. I keep going, and it sort of switches the way I speak. I go more clearly. I try to make it so that they can understand me the best, like speaking English to a foreigner too.
I really fucking appreciate that.
Yeah, because I was there. I remember being in the exact same position they were. And I know that they don't want me to switch to English because they want to try and do this as hard as they can, you know?
Yeah.
So I just try my best to help them out.
Dude, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like for real. It's one of the things that I hear people saying all the time, like, oh, why would I speak Estonian? Because everybody made it so easy for me. Like whenever I struggle a little bit, they just switch right back into English.
Exactly.
Help me out.
Same for me.
Like it's not helping me out.
Like I want you to just keep going in Estonian. If you're going to correct my mistakes, correct them. Just don't speak English to me. I speak English. I don't need to know more English right now. I know it's easier for me to understand, but if you could just keep it in the one language I need to learn right now.
That's so true.
And people don't really know that. They're trying to help too much. And by doing that, they actually hurt you a little bit.
That is true. That is true. They have all the good intention, man. They want to make life easier for you, but it's not, because foreigners, we go through some different struggle, man.
Yeah. Where did I put my cup? Where's my cup?
Right over there.
Here? This one? Oh, okay.
That's yours, bro. What can I say, man?
Oh, man.
You're inspiring me, bro.
Bro, it's like there's so many life lessons in this fucking like conversation, man. Because like growing up here, it's like I said, I've been through a lot more adult experiences. I grew up really fast because my dad had to go back to Africa. And so
are you comfortable talking about that?
Yeah, I'm comfortable talking with it. Okay. I'm not going to go into like super duper like details.
Okay.
I'm just trying to work it in a way where it's like not too personal, but in a way where you can understand where I'm coming from, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, my dad had to go back to Africa. And so there was a bit of like bureaucracy and stuff like that. So in the end, I ended up living in a youth home because my mom didn't have a job at the time and my dad wasn't in the country. So it's like from a government standpoint, you're looking at the like, who's going to feed these kids? Like, I don't see anyone.
Yeah.
So basically, I moved to this sort of youth home. And that's the thing about youth homes. I fucking hate them. Because, like, okay, you have the normal family stuff where, like, you know, you hate your mom because she didn't let you stay up late or something like that.
Yes.
But with the youth homes, it's like there's no real connection. You don't have that sort of, like, parental bond. There always going to be some sort of, especially at this age, when you're, like, in your late teens and stuff like that. There's always going to be something that, like, you missed a critical part of your life and you're not really bonded with this person. And I was also really independent and I'm really stubborn. Like, if I want something, I want it.
You could tell.
You know?
Oh, were you able to see your mom, like, often?
Yeah. She still lives in Rapla. If I want, I can just hit her up, go visit her. She works in Tallinn. I've been around with her a few times, you know. I can go see her whenever I want. Same for before too.
But you don't want to be living with her anymore?
I mean, that's sort of, I don't mind living with her, but it's sort of, I feel like this sort of drive to be independent. I really want my own stuff.
Does she want you to be living with her?
She doesn't, like, she wouldn't mind living with me. Of course, like, I'm her son, and she doesn't hate me or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like if we had to live together, we'd live together. but she also supports me, so I can be independent too. Like if I want to be independent, live on my own, fuck it, I can do that. But if I want to live with her, then that's also an option. Both work. It's just personally, I feel like this sort of drive to do things on my own for myself.
You haven't lived with your mom for a while now.
Yeah, that's where I've been for the past like 2 years. Mostly, I'm my own man. If I've got a problem, I'm the guy solving it. You know, like you're living on your own right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like if something happens here, you're the guy who's going to fix it.
Yeah.
You know? Like if your car breaks down, you're the guy who's got to be the one calling up the mechanic, setting the appointment, going there, bringing it there.
Yeah.
If something happens, you know, you're the guy.
But I'm 28, you're 19, bro.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I said, I grew up a bit faster.
Yeah.
It's like these sorts of things, it's like it feels really hard to talk about them without sort of making someone, like the other person, feel worse about themselves.
Cool.
Like it feels like I've lived so much more of a life. Like I don't want that, like I'm not saying I have, but that's what it feels like. It feels like I'm trying to say that I've done so much more than you have and you should feel bad. That's sort of like this sort of implied meaning.
I guess so.
And I don't like that feeling.
Especially for people of your own age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's the age difference that really, like even people of my own age, it still feels like we're talking to them because they cannot relate.
Like the youth home, you still live there right now. Do they make an effort to make it feel like a home? Like, do they have some sort of a mother figure or a parent's figure over there? Like, you can be like, oh, that's my mom.
I think
they try.
Personally, they try. I guess they try.
Does it work? from the laugh,
in theory,
I assume it doesn't
should
work.
In practice, it kind of doesn't work.
Because they don't care.
Not because they don't care, but like I said, you're not going to have a home full of a bunch of 16 and 17-year-olds, like with only one person watching over all of them. They're like a stranger to you. And not only that, but it's sort of rotating. Like it's their job. Their job is to keep you alive and to keep you from getting into trouble, so that not because they feel a bond to you in their hearts, but because it's if something happens to you, their name is on the line and they lose like maybe their livelihood or something like that. I'm not saying it from experience. I don't know how it is. I don't know how much these people there love me. They probably hate me because I've been up to some fucking shitty shit. But like I said, it feels like that's what it feels like to me. Not like it's their personal bond that's keeping me, you know, alive, but more like it's their sort of job to do it. And
do you feel it that way?
Sometimes a little bit, yeah, because, you know, there's only so far they can go. With your mom, like, you know, if you really needed something, if you were in danger or something, not even in danger, but like some minor inconvenience. Not minor, but let's say I got stuck here overnight. My mom, like she lives in Rapla right now, but maybe let's say she lived in Kela. I could call her and say, hey, can you come please pick me up or pay for my taxi or something? And she'd do that. But the people there, they probably wouldn't.
Yeah, because
I mean, I've only had to do it once, and they have done it. But it feels like it's not this type of thing you'd expect them to do. And also,
they replied in the way that made you feel like they weren't supposed to do that.
How do I explain this? It's more like, okay, I don't think this was the best example, though. I need to think of something. Like asking for money. I don't know about your parents. From mine were more like, if you ask them for money, like I could ask them for money quite a few, not a whole lot, but, you know, just some small thing, maybe like I kind of broke. Can I get some, I want to go to the store, buy some food or something, going out with friends. Can I have a little bit to spend? You can ask that from your parents. You can't ask it from these guys. These guys, it's here, you get your sort of like monthly allowance at the beginning. Like, it's not a whole lot. It really isn't a whole lot. It's not enough to buy food for a whole month, really. Like, no, it's exactly enough pretty much to buy only food for a whole month.
How much is it?
When I started, I think it was some 130 euros.
But you guys have like all your food covered by the youth home already?
Sometimes they cook, sometimes they don't. If I want to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I'm definitely cooking breakfast and lunch. I mean, breakfast and dinner. Lunch, sometimes it's there. Sometimes I have to make it my own if I want to.
That's weird.
Yeah. And that's sort of the thing about it. And then it's like...
What about younger kids? I assume there's like...
Oh, no, in this one, it's mostly older kids, mostly 15 minimum.
I see.
Yeah. Huh. And then it's also like you have sort of chores to do, like regular household chores. Someone's got to clean the kitchen every night. Someone's got to make sure do the stairway, do like this corridor in the beginning of the house, all sorts of stuff. Mm-hmm. You don't do them, though, and you lose 20 euros.
Really?
Yeah. And that was what fucked me up, because I got a job to earn more money. 130 euros isn't much to live on, especially if I want stuff. Like, I like having new clothes. I like buying things. I like treating myself. I can't treat myself on 130 euros a month. Like, fucking treat myself to bread and water at the end of the day. That's not how it works. Mm-hmm. So I got a job to get more money, but then this job meant I have to stay late. And if I stay late and I don't clean my stuff, then I lose money from my allowance. The good thing is that I make more money here, though, than I do from my allowance to begin with. I make a lot more here. So 20 euros from there is nothing. I can just ignore it.
You are ignoring it, right?
I have been ignoring it for the past few months because I do not care. I'm making enough money where if they didn't give me any money at all, yeah, I am throwing away money from them, but I don't care. I can live with it.
Like, do you feel like people are like not very pleased with that?
I think they've given up on caring about it at this point because it's been going on for so long, and they realized that I don't know if they realized how the system is broken, or because I've never been in that kitchen for about a few months. I haven't cooked for myself there. I don't bother with cooking because the kitchen is going to be a mess anyway. The people there, it's like, because you have like some 8, 9, 10 people, all in their teens, late teens, just sort of fucking around, just chilling, just doing what they want to do. Some of them are in school, some of them aren't. And it's like, they all know at the end of the day, one person is responsible for the kitchen to clean it up, and it's not them. So they don't have to give a shit. And they don't. A lot of them just don't. And then you get there at the end of the day, and you're like, I have to clean all this shit up? And it's like, it could be so much easier, but people don't want to put their shit away when they're done. Just like leave shit everywhere.
Are any of those guys working?
Some of them, you have to get a job during the summer. But I'm the only one who's kept my job year round. Mm-hmm. No one else. Like, you only have a minimum amount of hours you need to get, and then you can just not have a job anymore. You don't have to.
Yeah.
So like, I don't think a lot of them are working. A lot of them are just chilling off the money they get from allowance.
Wow. And the whole place got like roughly about how many people would you say?
Let me count. Very least 8 that live there like year round.
So it's not big. It's like
not too big.
It's not too big.
There are a total of I think 10, 11 people total, but some of them have moved on with their lives, gone to do something productive. One is in Tartu. He's he's been to the army. He's a really big guy, like not wide big, but like more like tall, sort of fit, muscular. Mm-hmm. I don't know what he does for work, but he works in Tartu somewhere, and he spends most of his time there, though he has I share a room with him. Mm-hmm. But he's never around, which is nice for me. So I have basically everything to myself. I just don't fuck with his side. I keep to myself because I'm not too much of a dick. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there's another that's like going to some trade school, culinary school somewhere. But for the most part, most of the others are just living off the allowance money. They're just all chilling.
They're most time in the house. Just
around smoking out front, doing something or whatever it is. No idea. And
is it all guys?
No, some girls too. Mm-hmm. I think it's like 50-50 really.
Okay.
But this is the thing about me to the system, why I feel it's broken. Because this is allowance money. It's a lot less than you expect to get from a job as an adult. And it's like, let me get my words in order. It's not like a normal childhood. It's not like normal allowance money. It's more like you pay for all your food, clothes, supplies, everything you need. It's sort of like halfway towards being an adult, but not really. So then it's like, if you're not going to get a job because you're too lazy to get a job and you're just living off this money, what do you do in 5 years? Like, where's the plan? Because usually in like these families, you know, your mom's going to tell you when you're like 16, 17, hey, go work part-time or something, get used to working. She's going to like make sure you work and you get used to the work culture, get used to working for your wage. But here it's like you have this sort of, there's no real special emphasis on it too much. So it feels like a lot, like some of the kids just don't fucking bother. They just continue living off the allowance money.
Like, is there... Excuse me, I got so many questions right now.
Bro, just keep shooting. I'll answer.
Like, I'm curious, like, what are the... What do they expect from these kids? Like,
I don't know. I really don't know.
Like, when do you have to get out of there?
I don't know at all.
Is there like a deadline? Like, you turn 20, you gotta go.
I don't even know, man. I have no idea. The guy I share a room with, like I said, he's like succeeding in life, I guess, as far as I know. But he's in his like, he's past 20. He's some 22, I think, already. But he still has his stuff there, his like section of the room from my room. So I really don't know the age you have to leave there.
So the youth home is like a government thing, right? The government pays for it.
I think either a government or a private sponsored thing.
You're not sure?
Not sure. It might be through the government, like directly or indirectly.
I see.
Or maybe completely private. I don't know.
So what do they expect from you? Like, is there a support system there? Like telling you, hey, like, I hope you guys like do this and that?
I don't even know. I really don't know. But the only reason I've got everything was because I told myself I'm going to do this because I fucking hate the way my life is right now. Like, I hated the way, like, I didn't get any money. Because before this one, the reason I moved here was because of all the shit I was doing. I literally, like, I had my American passport. Technically, I wasn't supposed to have it. And I used it to just fly to Sweden. Like, when I was fucking, 15, I just booked the flight myself. I got some money from my dad to book the flight. Booked the flight myself. Just went one morning, packed my bag, sort of snuck out in the like 7 a.m. to catch a bus to catch my flight. And they found out on the second day while I was there that I was in Sweden. And when I got back...
What were you planning to do? To live there?
I was chilling with friends. I literally went to just chill with friends. And then when I got back a few days later, they just took my American passport.
Who?
The fucking organization. The organization. That was the youth home, basically. And... you know what they did as punishment? Took away my gym subscription.
They did?
They took away my gym subscription. You want to know the real kicker? Now that I moved places, it's free. I get into the gym for free. Exactly. They didn't do anything to stop me. They just took away my gym subscription and passport.
How? Why?
The fucking utter confusion. It's so ridiculous. It's the most ridiculous story. And it's like around that time too, I decided to get a job because
No, like, wait a second.
I don't even know why.
Wait a second. Everything is bizarre.
Yeah. Let me keep going. And then I'll answer the questions. At the same time, I decided to get a job because you want to hear the allowance I got back there? 12 a month.
130?
12 a month. In the first one.
For a month?
12 euros.
Are you serious?
More or less. 12 euros directly in cash. Some things maybe they'd buy for me, but not much. Usually it was either school supplies or clothes that I needed. And even then it was a fucking headache trying to get them to do it.
So you get 12 euro a month?
That was before. And that's why I decided I needed a fucking job. Because I'm not going to live on 12 a month. I want to do things.
Dude,
I want to treat myself.
Your music festival pass costs 18.
Yeah.
It's 1.5 months salary allowance.
The jeans I'm wearing cost 90.
Good pair of jeans.
Yeah.
They're Levi's?
Yeah, they're Levi's.
Yeah,
I loved Levi's back in America, but that was back when I was living with people who would actually provide for me. So, like I said, this 12 euros a month, how the hell am I going to buy these with it?
Save up for like half a year.
Yeah, like half a year, just for jeans.
One pair.
Just one pair of jeans.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
It's incredible, bro.
It's like thinking the way I'm wasting money now, I would literally not be able to do it in fucking 6 months when I had that allowance.
Wow. So did you find the new youth home yourself?
No, okay. Let me add one more thing to the story.
Yeah.
So I spent some nights just sort of chilling in Dellen. I would leave and stay overnight, just bumming out, I guess. Sort of like a homeless person would, in the same sense. I had my bag full of stuff with my laptop and clothing, like not clothing, more like change of underwear, socks, just so I wouldn't smell or stuff like that. And I would go there, spend the whole day there doing shit on my laptop or phone, go around during the evening, maybe take a nap in some cafe. I would be in bars a lot. I got free beer sometimes because people didn't know how old I was. And I would talk with some people, just sort of mingle, wait until the morning, maybe catch some public transport and sleep on some lines that just went around, like on the tram lines.
Yeah.
Because, I didn't have to get off. I could just take a nap on them for as long as I wanted. And then, repeat. The longest I did that for was about 4 days maybe, before I went home. It's a fucking experience. It's a really, really weird experience. I don't know why I had the idea.
Did you even like it? Was it like even?
It was a sort of subtle form of protest.
Was it? Did you feel like it was making you happier than just staying at that place?
If I was going to be staying in that place, I was going to be just sure there was like a bed and a shower and like what is it? Just bed and a shower, a desk for me to put my laptop on, just like more comfort,
Yeah.
But it's like I will be doing the same stuff either way, just going to be on my laptop reading something or watching something or on my phone or something, The place doesn't change. The level of comfort is what changes. I'm going to be doing the same things either way. And it was like a subtle, really form of protest.
Did you realize it back then it was a form of protest?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, let me try to remember exactly like the thought process that I had back there. It was like gotta think about it.
No problem, man.
No, I don't have any problems talking about this, by the way.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
completely over everything right now.
I get it.
This
man.
is all just like
I'm not
reminiscing.
over it.
I'm just reminiscing. Yeah, it's really bizarre thinking about it. It really is bizarre. But what was it? I can't even remember why I did it. I just knew that I I know there were some kind of bullshit rules at the time. One of the things they did when I came back from that 4-day stay or before around that time, they were taking away my electronic shit, like my phone and laptop. And I was laughing to myself because, you take away my phone and I'm somewhere and I'm in trouble, I need help. What am I going to do? Die? I don't have a phone. Who the hell am I going to call or text? That was the sort of bullshit that sort of went through my mind. Like, what the hell is going on? Like, why do you guys not know how to properly give out punishments? And then the final thing I did, the final notable event of the year, or starting the year, this was in January, I went to Latvia. This was after, what happened was I was working with Wolt on my bike.
Mm-hmm.
I technically wasn't supposed to. But because my mom, my actual biological mom is technically my legal guardian,
Mm-hmm.
she can sign the thing that allows me to work there.
Mm-hmm.
And the youth home didn't like that because they said I wasn't supposed to have a job. So they sort of contacted them and told them I couldn't work. And right before that, my bike had gotten stolen too. I was on my way to buy a new one when I got the message from Wolt saying that yeah, you can't work anymore. Sorry about that. XOXO. No hard feelings. And I was like, what the fuck do I need a bike for now? And I just decided I'm going to go to Latvia. I hopped on the train from here to Tartu, spent a night in Tartu in one of the bars, then went all on the way to Latvia, watched a movie, just chilled out for a bit, no hotel, no nothing. Spent 2 nights just around, walking around or chilling or sitting somewhere on my laptop. And then I came back in the morning. And that was it. And no one asked any questions at all. No one said anything. No one really even talked. I don't even know if they know I went there. I just sort of disappeared. No one asked where I was.
What?
That's this
You
like
you couldn't make,
cherry on top.
dude. You couldn't make this up, dude.
You couldn't fucking make this shit up. You literally cannot make this shit up.
What the?
No one asked shit about where I was. No one said anything at all.
This is some fucked up shit. What is? What?
Like, brother, man, it's something. And after that,
how did you feel? I mean, like, that's what I care.
well, I felt like I was the king of the fucking world because I could literally get away with whatever the hell I wanted then. If I could do that and no one bats a fucking eye, what else could I do? Like I had some control, you know. I had a sense of control, and that was good. That was good to me. That was good for me because it gave me something to work with. Like it's good because, you know, I came here not of my own choice, but like against, like, not against my will, but I was just sort of brought along, just come over here, and then all of a sudden I was, you know, not living with my parents anymore. I was in this youth home, and all of a sudden I was like going to this school, but I can't speak in English, can't do my shit in English anymore, I can't do this, you know. It was like sort of losing control, I guess. This is all in hindsight, talking about this from like a broader perspective. In the moment, I didn't think about any of it, but it's sort of like doing that sort of thing. It gives you a sense of control when you've lost everything, you know. Mm-hmm. And that was around the time when they decided to move me to this other, more independent youth home.
Who decided that?
I don't know. They just told me I was going to move to a different one. And it was also in Gala. It wasn't that far, but it was just for like the more like adult kids, I guess. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that place was a bit more independent.
But what I'm curious about is, like, who's making all this decision for you? There's a lot of decision being made in this process.
Yeah, so,
you know, like somebody taking away your passport, taking away your electronics.
Yeah, so they're
moving
like,
you around places.
How is
Have you ever been consulted during all this process?
Therapy?
No,
a regular consultation.
Have they asked you, like, do you want to be moved to a new place, or like?
I think they did, but I'm pretty sure they had already decided beforehand anyway, and I was down with it anyway, so I didn't say anything. I was just like, fuck it, let's see where the wind takes me. But the same thing for that, taking away like my passport, my bank card. I didn't have a bank card.
It doesn't even sound legal, to be honest.
It is, because they are my legal guardians.
But like you said, it's actually your biological mom supposed to be your guardian.
Technically, she's my guardian. But like, for all intents and purposes, she really like wasn't anymore, because like I wasn't her responsibility anymore. But she still has, like, you know, that still technical like legal guardianship.
Now, since you're an adult, you're over 18, do you still have a guardian right now?
Technically, I mean, like, I'm not really a responsibility. Just that I have someone who's officially, like, you know, the person who can make a decision for, like, not make a decision, but it's like, you know, like your mom or dad. Like, technically, I still have that, but like, I'm not like a responsibility. That's sort of the thing.
They don't have obligation towards you anymore.
That's it. Like, you know, when you turn 18 in your family, it's like they don't have, like, literally, if they so chose to, they could just kick you out of your apartment if your parents were dicks.
Yeah.
Because really, legally, they have no obligation to care for you anymore. That's the sort of thing. That's the same way that my mom was. She has no obligation to care for me. She's just sort of like, you know, for all intents and purposes, legal guardian.
Is she supporting you right now in any way?
Nah, but I mean, I really don't need the support anyway. I don't think I need the support.
Does she want to offer that?
Yeah, but I don't think I can take money from her.
Is that a pride thing, or just because you want to be on your own?
That's more of I want to be an independent person, and also because it feels like if I'm already making enough to support myself perfectly fine. I don't need to ask her for money.
Are you guys in good terms?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Like, more or less good terms, you know. Nothing like we don't hate each other.
Okay. Do you see each other often these days?
Yeah.
Wow, dude, it take me. Can you give me a second? I just want to quickly drink some water because
it's gonna take this all in.
Yeah, dude, like, it's not easy.
Yeah, I get you. I get
it
you.
kind of just dumped it all on me, man. Like it's
Yeah, it's like this is years worth of experience. It, it's like what the last 5 years. I'm telling you in the last 30 minutes.
But how are you not fucked up? You know?
Oh, we're all fucked up in our own way, man. You see me working here. I've been in this at this building at Land of Deldrick almost every single day for the last 6 months since coronavirus hit. This place is like almost my home, like my home away from home. Like this sort of thing, it's sort of comparable to the work I do there. It's like in this time right now, we're understaffed. We don't have a lot of people running around. A lot of them are not experienced. There's only a few people who really know what they're doing, and you can trust to do something if you ask them to do it and do it properly. And this type of work, this type of pressure, it can break you in two ways. Either a fucking like a fucking hammer on an egg, you just sort of lose it, and you just, that's it. You're done with this job. I quit.
Just for people who don't know what Earle does, he's like you explain it.
I'm sort of a service person, more all around type of guy. I can do a lot of the jobs. We have a restaurant bar combo, and I can do pretty much every single job in the restaurant right now. I can work behind the bar if I need to. I can work in front of the as a waiter. I've also been in the dishwasher. I've been all over. I've been with this place for quite a while right now.
Yeah, man. Continue just giving a little bit back.
But yeah, like I said, this type of work, this pressure, it breaks you in two ways. It can break you in two ways. Either like the hammer on the egg, you crack and you're done with it. But there's also like the sort of soft pressure, like being like in a pressure cooker, It's like where you try hard enough to the point where you don't shatter completely, but you can feel it. You can feel like at the end of some of the days where you just can't take it anymore. But you're gonna you're just hoping for the chance that it'll get better, or that you can fight through it, or something like that, or something, like keeping yourself going. And you do that for long enough, and it's like you do crack, and then those cracks sort of fill in weirdly. It's a weird sort of thing where it's like you're broken, but you're still whole. You're still you. I'm still a friendly guy. I'm still a really good, nice person. I work really well over there most of the days. But it's like there are some other older people that I've seen. One of the other guys that works there, he's an okay person, but it's this stress has given him gray hairs. It's like aged him a lot faster. It sort of fucks with your mind.
The stress of working in the restaurant.
It's the stress. It's the stress that gets to you. This stress, you keep it in for too long and it breaks you. It doesn't always break you just like that. Sometimes it's a slow process, and it changes who you are fundamentally. It's sort of like it's in the same way as doing it's like crack cocaine. It's like when you're in the moment in that job, you fucking love it. Because if you've been there for that long, there's a reason why you're there, and it's because you love the sort of the energy, the sort of the just doing things there, just the sort of work. It always feels like you never know what's going to happen next. But then when you get home, it's like all of a sudden you've been going as fast as you can, and then you just stop. There's nothing to do. You're done. There's no more further goals for the day. That's just it. And that sort of thing, it's sort of like crack cocaine. I've never done crack cocaine.
Good for you.
No, officer. I don't know what cocaine is. But it's sort of like it hits all at once, and you're living in the moment, and then all of a sudden you later on you're coming down from it, and that's not good. It's like it doesn't feel nice.
What would you prefer over that?
I don't know. That's the thing, because this work, I'm good at it. I'm really good at this. I like doing this work a whole lot. But then you have this sort of the stress. It's like you can lie to yourself all you want and tell you that it's not going to affect you, that you're doing your job perfectly fine, that you're managing, you're fucking good. Everything is wonderful. But it affects you anyway. It's like
does it show sometime in your life? Do you feel like it's affecting your life in some way already?
Like, I guess.
Because like
a little
the
bit.
time that I get to interact with you, you have been very wholesome.
But yeah, but that's because I'm used to doing this sort of thing where I manage my things internally, and I can sort of I don't show that I'm under pressure. I don't show that I'm trying to, like, I'm losing it or anything. Like, I'm on the outside, everything is perfectly fine. I don't want my clients to think that I have some sort of problem. I want to give them the best service possible. And that sort of thing, it's like wearing a mask. You know, you've got your customer service mask on. You've got the side that you show to everyone in the restaurant coming through, and you're always cheery and bright and helpful and all sorts of friendly, you know?
Mm-hmm.
This sort of mask. But the problem with wearing a mask is that sometimes you don't know when to take it off. You see, so it's like you throw away your personal life and your, like, all the private problems, and you just focus on the moment and what's going on now, and you try to keep people entertained and everything. But then it's like, at some point, your personal problems and everything, you're not really thinking about them anymore because you're just living in the moment. And then when you're done with all of it, you go home and you start thinking about everything else.
Because those things do come back.
Yeah, they do come back. They're
Yeah.
still around. They're still going to be around. So it's like you move from one stressful situation right back into another equally stressful situation because all the problems are just there at the end of the day. Like you say, living in the moment, you know, just trying to compartmentalize, to try and hide everything away so that no one can see it, like separate the work and the personal life. But sometimes the work attitude bleeds into the rest of, like, all the other aspects of your life.
Definitely, I feel that too.
Yeah. So it's like, well, I learned how to be a lot more friendly, a lot more, like, you know, sociable with people. But it's like, I'm going to be talking the same way I do at work, or in the same sort of manner with the same sort of attitude. Not the way I talk, or like I am privately. Because I'm not like some fucking demon hiding under beds privately.
Yeah.
It's more like just regular personal problems, you know? Just like the way things are outside of work is a lot different from the way they are in work. And then there are situations where it's like you don't know which sort of way you should apply yourself, whether you should be more personal or more like, you know, work, more professional. And usually the best option to go with is just the professional one.
It's an easy route.
Yeah, it's a really easy route. I know how to do it. I've done it for so long. It just makes sense to go ahead with it. It's a lot less, you know, lot less rough than, you know, being personal with someone. But that doesn't build connections.
I mean, so far it just strikes me, based on what you have told me, Earle,
Yeah.
like it just strikes me that I feel like you are very, I don't know, you give out this very, very, I don't know how to put this into words. I guess it's like,
Mike.
you're very empathetic. I feel like you value the connection you have with people around you very much.
Yeah.
And I think you're trying to navigate your way around it because there's so many different people around, man. Like you, me, everybody, I guess. And I struggle. I struggle with people in my life too.
Yeah.
Because they're different. The way how they treat me influence me. How I want to treat them as well. How it's complicated. I don't get it.
It's the same for me too, though. It's like, you know, everyone's sort of different. You got to approach them. You got to deal with them, talk with them, converse with them differently. And it is difficult.
And I feel like I don't know, like yeah.
Because like it helps being friendly, being a funny guy, having a sense of humor, all that. Those help. They really do. But like when it comes to personal issues and personal
It's
problems,
so much more than that, man.
yeah, there's a lot more than just having a sense of humor
It's
and
so
being
much
friendly.
more than that.
You need to, like, knowing how to navigate those personal problems is a whole other thing, and that thing has nothing to do with work. At work, it's all professional, all, you know, small talk, no big talk.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get, and that's the point when you realize that this thing, you're sort of only living in the moment, and I've been living in the moment for so long that it sort of impacts this personal connection, this sort of like personal skills like on a deeper level than just small talk.
You feel like it's jeopardizing that?
Not jeopardizing, but more like, I don't put enough time into that, because I'm putting all my time into living in that moment at work where everything, it's like I'm doing what I'm good at and I love it.
It is. Yeah, I get it. Like the
work
means a
workaholic
lot,
attitude.
right?
Yeah, this workaholic attitude.
It means a lot to you, I guess.
Yeah.
Having that the restaurant gig. I don't know, man. I'm lost word. I don't fucking know.
There's been so much development.
Yeah, I do. Like, I guess I'm curious about one thing. Like, do you feel happy these days? Are you content?
That's a deep question, man.
Yeah.
It's like, how can I say this? It's only happy when you're living in the moment, really.
Yeah.
Because when you start to think about the bigger picture, you realize there's so much you're missing out on. And you realize that you need to work a lot more harder to truly be happy. And you wonder that can you actually even be happy? Like, is that something you can actually get to? That's what you start thinking about.
For me, the question equals to, am I happy? For me, at least, right? If I'm asking me, am I happy? Like, the question automatically lead me to think about, am I happy about the person that I'm evolving into?
Yeah, same for me.
As long as I see that momentum, as long as I see that general direction is going somewhere, and I'm happy with that general direction, that flow, then I'm happy.
What I'm happy with is when I have my goal set in mind and I'm actively, like, I've done something to get towards it. That's what I want. And I hate it when there's no goal. And I hate it when I can't work towards it. There are moments when you've done all you can do for the day or for the week or something or for the month. And it's like you feel like purposeless. Like there's nowhere else to go. Like there's nothing more to do. Just wait.
How do you strike that balance though? Like
it's an odd thing,
between that living in the moment and also keeping an eye on having that sense of direction.
That's the thing. It's a hard balance to keep, because living in this moment, it's like if you don't have enough time to think about all this stuff, this sense of direction. You don't have the time to think about the broader picture. You're thinking about what needs to be done right now, because there is so much that needs to be done right now. But that's also the other thing. That's what makes you happy. It's the same thing as drugs.
It does.
Because when it's like I said, same thing as, smoking a bit of weed or doing ecstasy or something like that. You don't really you're not thinking too much about unless you have a bad trip. If you have a bad trip, then yeah, it's already fucked. But usually it's just like, the world just feels different. It feels unique. It feels different around you, and you're just going through it, experiencing it again. There's so much to focus on right in front of you. You don't have time to think about everything else. And that's like sort of the illusion that makes you happy, because you just forget about everything else.
Right now, do you plan ahead?
Not too much. Mm-hmm. I try to. They don't really work out, these plans, Because like I said, I'm stubborn. So if the plans don't work out, that sort of gets me kind of frustrated, really frustrated. Because like I said, if I'm gonna want something, I hate it about me, but I don't like taking no for an answer if I really do want something. It's sort of like I have to get it. And I understand there are situations where that doesn't apply, but it's sort of like I'm a decent person. I have my limits. I know what consent is. That's the obvious example. I know what consent is, and I respect consent very much. No, I am not a rapist. Yeah.
Why did we go there?
Why did we go there? I just felt like it was the obvious thing where I said, if I'm gonna say if I want something, I won't take no for an answer. Like, okay, mister. Okay, that seems a little bit shady. I mean, it's more like I have my boundaries, I have my limits, but there are times where it's just like I get so frustrated because I want what I want, you know? I have my goal set in mind and it's like what makes me happy is working towards it. So if you've told me I cannot work towards this goal, what am I going to do? And that's the sort of frustration, that's where it builds up from.
I totally get it.
Like there are certain,
That's the only freedom, I guess.
Yeah.
As
I want my freedom to do what I want. That's
the
what it is.
only freedom. That's the only exercise of freedom to do what we want to do.
Yeah.
Dude, like, I mean, like, um, this is the last year of your high school, I guess, right? Are you going to graduate?
Next year.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You gotta go to uni? Yeah?
Yeah, that's the goal. Like, I think the happiness, it comes from working towards the goal. Because once you've achieved it, it's like you see in all the books and movies, like they're always happy that they achieved something, but they never really focus on it. Like, because it feels like once you've gotten this stuff,
It's
after
something
a
else
while,
now.
it's going to fade away. It's like it used to be so much more in your mind. And then once you've actually got it, it starts to fade away.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel as
Plus,
big
it doesn't
anymore.
really matter.
Yeah.
I think the goal isn't really the purpose anyway.
Yeah. And so that's where the happiness comes from, knowing that you're working towards it. So so if I wanted to be happy, I wouldn't be like where I want to be in the future. I want to be certain that what I'm doing right now is going to benefit me and it's going to get me there. That's what.
Do you feel like people around you these days are very supportive of your endeavors in general? Like people you have in your life, do you have that support system? Do you feel that?
I guess so. Like I'm my main fucking marching band. I'm I'm the guy playing the trumpet and like the fucking bass drum and just rattling behind me like you can do it. Go on.
Yeah.
We're here for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess the like people like who do actually support me. They're all decent people. Most of the people I know, like they support me in my goals. They don't tell me because most of them aren't even too involved with them in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't really feel any like resistance towards them, I guess.
I see. I mean, like my experience in Estonia so far has been like very positive.
Yeah, it's really nice here. It's really nice.
Like, I mean, like in general, it's just like in a sense, I feel like people they don't really get on my back and then tell me what to do.
Yeah.
And as a foreigner here, they don't really expect anything from me.
Yeah, but that's what makes you lazy though.
It does. It does.
You lose discipline, you know, and
But I think it's like a double-edged sword. Like it doesn't give you motivation. It doesn't put that pressure on you, but at the same time, it allows you to really think about, okay, now I'm on my own. What do I really want?
Yeah.
Like nobody's telling me shit. Like there's no inception of ideas. There's nothing being planted into my head.
Yeah.
Now there's this empty vessel. Like what do I fill it with? Right? But
that's the thing. That's sort of the goal. Like you've reached the goal, like the independence. I guess that's one of the goals people have. I don't know about most people.
When was the time that you actually like if there is this kind of a moment, like when was the moment you feel like, oh, now I'm my own man, I kind of feel like I'm able to do things on my own now? If there's
usually that feeling sort of coincides with when I buy stuff for myself.
Yeah.
Like more like not cheap clothing, or like the Nintendo Switch I have, stuff like that, new shirts for work, nice shirts for work,
yeah,
nice jeans, like new things in general, going on trips for myself. It's like I worked for this and I bought this with my own hard-earned money. Like I'm the person behind this. It's only me. I'm literally the only person keeping myself to do this. It's like it takes some discipline to keep yourself like and if you have so much free will, it takes some discipline to keep yourself in line. Because usually like when you're younger, you have someone doing it for you. But now it's like you don't have anyone doing it for you, so you start falling apart, you start, slacking, missing out. And that slowly ruins you. Slowly sort of that can turn you into someone, like no job, no ambitions, no nothing. You don't feel like doing anything. You don't feel like putting in the effort. And that's the same I was talking about. Didn't feel like waking up for school in the morning, just slept in all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, I know that I need to wake up in the morning for work. I know if I'm gonna do this, if I'm not gonna get up, if I'm gonna get fired from my job, I don't know where I'm gonna go. I don't know what I'm gonna do. It feels like the one sort of goal, the one thing I'm looking forward to that I can build onto is gonna be gone. And no matter, like, there have been mornings where I can't fucking like get out of bed. I'm just so fucking tired, or it's just like I don't want to get up. I don't want to wake up, but you know that you got to do it because one day it might be better.
Yeah.
Like one day you might feel a lot better about where you are.
I like that.
Like even the ants, the small ass ants, they carry things so much bigger than them every single time they get up. No matter, I don't know if they sleep or not, but they still do their jobs every single day. So if the ants can fucking do it, then I should be able to do it too.
Yeah, that's good. That's great freaking attitude, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you spend so much time working. Like, what besides work, what do you do these days?
These days, I've been partying a lot, actually.
Yeah?
I've been partying a bit too much. I should stop partying. But I like mountain biking. I have a longboard. I like skateboarding. Not tricks and shit, but just sort of going really fast down, down the street, down along the beach, stuff like that. On boardwalks.
In Tallinn?
Yeah, in Tallinn. What else? I play the drums and guitar. I like playing instruments. I like music.
Are you like in a band or just?
I might be in a band. I'm talking to some people. Might be in a band soon.
Nice.
I'm what else? Aside from that, I do like math. I really like math.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just always been like my sort of sweet spot throughout all my life. But I wouldn't call that a fucking hobby.
My hobby is
my
math.
hobby is math. Yeah.
Oh my god, who's the Asian here?
Who's the real Asian?
Who's the real Asian here?
Yeah.
Wow, that's well. I don't know, man. Like I'm really happy with the interview. I don't know. It went great.
Yeah.
We did 1 hour. It might be the longest one we've done so far.
Yeah. Maybe.
Ooh, dude. Like I don't know. I mean, I'm like I did all I could. I mean, like I think there's still a lot of questions in my head. I just don't really know how to ask them. I don't think I even have the capacity to ask them. It takes a lot out of me right now. I'm like,
fair.
Yeah,
there's
man.
a lot to like process here.
Like I'm thinking about it because like it's also a very different experience from mine.
Yeah.
Growing up, I'm like the only kid in the family, and my parents are always together, and they're always kind of just like letting me do my things, and even though they can kind of being demanding sometimes, but still like
Yeah.
they're there. And I never been through any, I wouldn't say like tough situation at all. Until high school graduation, everything went really well. And from there, I kind of fucked everything up myself. Like going to places and trying to figure out what I actually want to do in life.
Yeah.
But yeah, still, it's a very different route from yours.
But still, it's like, I understand that you like you were growing up better than I did. But that's the thing. Like, I wish I could have had that, but I don't hate anyone for it. Life is unfair. Life is just unfair. You learn that at some point or another.
I don't really know, man. Like, that's the thing. Like, I wouldn't call my childhood better than yours. To be honest,
I don't know either. But it's I know. Like, I certainly know people with better childhoods.
Okay.
I don't hate them for it because sometimes you're just unlucky. Sometimes you just got to work a bit harder to get where you want to go.
Plus, you never know.
That's just how life is, no matter how old you are. So that's like I said. No matter what you like, you just got to get out of bed in the morning and see what you can do. You just got to, suck it up and keep on going. Just get the fuck up.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, like, is it really good to have, like, a good childhood? Maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows? It depends on the person, I guess.
Yeah. There's this one, like, parable I know.
Yeah.
It's like, you've got this farmer and he has a son. The son really wants a horse. like to ride around. And the farmer buys it for him, and the son is so happy. He says it's a great thing. And then the farmer tells him, let's see. So then the son's riding the horse.
It's a Chinese story.
Yeah.
I
The
know
son's
this
riding
one.
the horse, and he falls off and breaks his leg. The son is complaining how horrible it is, nagging so much, saying he's in so much pain. The farmer says, let us see. Then one day, the news comes through that the nation is going to war or something. And and the soldiers come through, coming for every single able-bodied man. Come and fight with us if you can. If you can fight, you're coming with us. And the son, because his leg is broken, doesn't need to go. And the son is so happy. And the farmer says, "Let us see." You see,
Yeah,
these good things. No good deed goes unpunished, but it also works the other way.
it's a story we heard growing up.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's beautiful. I couldn't find a better ending than this.
Yep.
Thank you, man. Thank you for coming on the podcast.
Of course, man.
That was the best.
Of course, man.
Episode number 8. We're signing out. This is Earle. We didn't do any introduction. I think this is going to be a tradition of the podcast. Now we have no introduction of the guests. You just have to guess who is this guy.
I mean, we did introduce me over the over the duration.
Over 1 hour 45 minutes.
This was the introduction.
Yeah, that was a long introduction.
I've told you my whole life.
Earle, thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, have a good night. We got. I don't know, man.
Yeah, you never know where you're gonna end up.
Never off the boat, man.
You never know.
Episode number 8, signing out. Good night, guys. Should we push it? Let's push it together.
Let's push it.